Hey, hoo-ha. Okay.
We're live, people. It takes a second across all the social platforms. Oh, here we go. Facebook. Ahead of the pack.
Right on
Right
time.
on schedule. Okay.
I'm just reading up about salmon, how many types of salmon there are. Did you already know this answer?
I don't know. Hit me with it. Hit me with that knowledge.
This is saying 7 species.
Oh, I did not know that.
4, 5, 6. But I'm seeing a lot of other ones pop up, so I don't know.
Okay. I'm just updating our LinkedIn and our YouTube.
My mom, oh God, sorry, some birds are flying by the window and then I can hear them land on the roof. That doesn't sound good. They're like, did you say fresh fish? Like,
They're typing furiously on YouTube. Actually, there's 9 types of salmon.
She's a liar. Don't believe anything she says. Using their beak like one letter at a time. And it's just LOL. That's really the only type of feedback.
It really is. I would love that feedback constantly. Okay.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Okay. We are rocking and rolling. Are we live on YouTube? What the heck? Where are we?
We're not?
Oh, here we are. I had to refresh.
Wow, okay. That's embarrassing. Okay. I'm going to look.
Should we?
If I see us live there, I think let's kick it. Let's crank it. Welcome back, everybody. This is Can They Brand That? Where we take fake brands and create real branding. And we do it in 20 minutes.
Improvised. No prep.
Yeah.
No rules. Just right.
Exactly. Which we made up. We made that up. Don't look into it any further. We're your hosts. I'm Lyndsay. That's Allie. We are the founders of Semiserious, the world's first humor marketing agency. So we use fun and humor as our core strategy to help primarily CPG brands stand out, leap off the shelf or the digital shelf, as it were, because most of them are DTC. So
yeah, we've over the 10 years of our agency, we used to dabble more in like marketing and advertising. And really in the last few years, like we have honed in entirely on building brands. So we are building a brand from scratch. Clients come to us with a concept, a loose concept, generally as loose as humanly possible. And we are shaping and molding that baby into, it's taking it really from a business to a brand. And then that brand being something that is funny, entertaining, memorable, exciting, energizing, feels very different than what else is on the shelf. And so, yeah, we build brands with personality, with humor. And then this is a bit of a snapshot into what our work looks like. So we're like, okay, if we can do it over the course of months for a brand, what if we did it in 20 minutes live for no reason other than pure entertainment for ourselves and for hopefully you. And so, yeah, this is the whole gist of the show is building a brand in 20 minutes and building the brand that is something that is absurd. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe it has existed, but has lost steam in the marketplace. Maybe it's just kind of a weird concept you can't believe people do utilize. Like, there's nothing that's ever been branded in a funny, entertaining way in that space, which is kind of the gist of today's episode, if you see the title. And then how do we, let's name it, let's position it, let's try to come up with some of the visual identity, let's come up with some taglines, maybe some activations, stunts, blah, 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 as quick as we can, mascots. So yeah, that's the name of the game here at Can They Brand That?
Let's recap last week for people who weren't here, because I feel like last week is a perfect snapshot of what this show is and is all about. And the objective was hot dog water. And so I really think we're sort of trying to set out to prove we can brand anything and do it in a really fun and interesting way, a way that someone would actually maybe consider it. Like we've done sparkling milk in the past, and Anne, one of our faithfuls, now concocts a sparkling milk thing and does that she says she drinks it all the time.
can.
Chip dust. Could you sell chip dust? Like, how could you make all of this stuff happen? And of course, then the extra challenges, we have to do it improvised live in 20 minutes. But last week was hot dog water. And at first we were like, oh, it's going to be like, it would be very difficult to try to market it as like a bottled water, like in the Dasani competitor. And then Allie was
fair, as a competitor to
That's true.
Dasani, I think I would prefer the hot dog water. Dasani
I couldn't think
shots
of
fired
another.
at Dasani, but it's got a little bit of funk to it.
It may as well be hot dog water.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of another water brand off the cuff because last week I said Evian so much and I was like, I don't want to sound like a snob. I'm a woman of the people. But then Allie had the idea to market it as like a broth, like an animal broth, you know, like beef, chicken, dog stock. And then we went on to mixers. And then Scott in the comments was like, what if it, instead of being a mixer, was actually had alcohol in it? And that's when Booze Hound was born. And we just went nuts.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
So that evolution is a bit of the positioning. So how do you take this kind of loose concept or this loose idea, and how do you position it in a way that actually sounds appealing, palatable? Maybe. I think we got to the place that it was the most likely to be purchased and consumed. I think the identity ended up being really strong. The gimmick around it, I think, had legs. Yeah. So
4 of them.
Wow.
If that's any, which I think leads us to today's topic, which a tiny bit of background, you know, we always, the day before, we don't, you know, no prep except that we're just trying to come up with something insane to have the focal point of for these episodes. And I was reminded that, I don't even remember how, we were talking about a bunch of different things, that a new sort of craze in skincare is salmon DNA, which comes from salmon sperm. So half the people call it, I mean, but no one's using salmon sperm in the marketing, of course. They're calling it salmon DNA. It's also known as PDRN, which is like the compound or the chemical that it like is actually effective in the like anti-aging elements and collagen building and all the shit it does. But we were like, different skincare, you know, more like in the sort of like, it's something you get done at med spas or at your dermatologist or those kind of like plastic surgeon offices. Then there are some over-the-counter products that of course are all from a different brand. It's just like, this is our PDRN mask or serum or whatever. And we're like, no one has just come out of the gate and been like, we're going to capitalize on this and have a brand all around the beauty powers of salmon sperm. So could we build an entire brand for salmon sperm skincare, whether that's masks, serums? We don't know yet. That's the objective.
Yeah, I really want to push us to go hard in the paint in that direction. Then I'm sure there's going to be other ideas that take us into a more elusive way of framing it, but in a way that's more sexy and interesting than PDRN, right?
I mean, what's sexier than sperm? What's sexier than salmon sperm? I ask.
Yeah, it just sounds, I mean, it really does sound like something that, you know, like the people in the Capitol and the Hunger Games would be using on their face. I mean, it feels like we have hit this like place in society where like we're extracting salmon DNA now because we are so afraid of getting old.
So right. Which, you know, it's like we could get very into the capitalistic implications and the societal pressures targeting women in general on the idea that they have to age gracefully or anti-age, all that sort of stuff, prevent aging, the appearance of aging. But for now, we're just going to focus on the dumb elements of it. Maybe we'll get there. Who knows? If anyone can do it, it's us.
Yeah, if anyone could tap dance between, you know, societal pressures and silly branding.
Social commentary and jizz jokes. We're right there in the center.
We're right in that.
Where you're going to find us.
Yeah, right in the overlap. Okay.
Well, any reminders? Just the normal tech stuff. We're monitoring comments mostly on YouTube. So if you're on Instagram and you want to play along or you have good ideas, come over to YouTube. If on Instagram, when you open it up, it may zoom us in, but if you X out and do it again, you'll see us nice and horizontal. That's a fun glitch on Meta's part. Follow along at Semiserious Agency on all of social media. You can check out our website, semiserioussagency.com, for real client work and to inquire about working with us. And most of all, buckle up and have a good time. We want to hear all your silly ideas. They always further the joke or the exploration. So we're here for it.
It's always good inspiration to go, okay, let's take it down this rabbit hole. I didn't think of it that way. That's funny. Let's riff on that a little bit. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great when people are playing along because, like, this is the whole point of doing it live is like we want some real time, not just feedback, but just like good energy coming in to the brainstorm because we're a 2-man show here. So, we love it. Ooh, anything else, or are we? Let's get this salmon party started. You ready?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, so what's our line? Let's set the timer so we can answer the question on everybody's minds. Can they brand that?
Just because they can doesn't mean they should. Can they brand that? Can they brand that?
Oh,
and also, I think we mentioned last episode that Gareth is going to be creating another jingle for us for our funded or Done-ded section, and I'm going to be breathing down his neck until we have it.
Like, is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay.
What do you got?
Okay. Well, what do I have? Nothing. Well, the only thing I kind of have is this. Like, I just wanted to riff on funny name ideas, I guess. I had a couple that kind of floated through my brain that I thought would be fun to explore that may, I don't know, drum up some like actually good ideas. Because when we were talking on the phone and we came up with this topic, we started laughing because I go, I don't know, what are we going to call it? Like jizzfish? And then we start laughing and going, okay, let's hold it for the brainstorm. Whole ideas that golden for the brainstorm. But I mean,
edging.
I was thinking, like, is there other funny, that's obviously so in your face overt, but are there funny ways to like reference the same thing? Like, salmon batter. Because I was thinking, like, what are funny slang terms that people use for semen? Like salmon, like salmon juice, salmon lover, salmon lover is kind of funny. Yeah. You could do a whole, sorry, I just thought of that. You could do a whole thing like your lover, your paramour, like salmon lover, like something kind of sexy there. Yeah. Then I was thinking, sorry, let me just riff dumb ideas I had.
Do it.
You could do like, salmon pearls or like strongest swimmer, or not strongest swimmers, like salmon seeds, salmon pearls. Are there like pearls to me felt like elegant a little bit? Like,
yeah, that's good.
Like
I really like that.
It's like somewhere in between provocative and a bit like blue humor. And that it almost sounds like it could be something kind of delicate and dainty and exclusive, like salmon pearls. And so I thought there was something funny there. Then one other idea that just popped into my head. I don't know if this is a good name, but maybe this is more of like fodder for a tagline, is like the idea of like adult swim. Like, like how at a pool they'll go like, oh, adult swim, and it's like all the kids got to get out of the pool. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Kids in the pool, kids out of the pool, adult swim.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something there that kind of floated. So
yeah, which is nice.
Anything inspire you?
Oh, like I keep thinking of like swimming and knee deep and stuff. Scott is saying from funk to spunky, but spunk is all salmon spunk. I mean, it's pretty overt, but like it's like like fun.
Yeah, I was thinking. Sorry. Of the ones that I kind of riffed, I thought like salmon pearls has a like pearl of the ocean. Like, is there kind of that pearl of the river, whatever? I guess what type of salmon are we focusing on? We don't even know. Or like salmon batter. I don't know. Salmon lover. Yeah. Salmon lover, salmon pearls. I don't know. There was like something there that I thought was interesting. If we're keeping it like slightly more elevated or a little bit less, overt.
The word like sea, like SEA, like that makes me think of good thing. Like there's a lot of mineral like sea, like
semen.
OC, that's like the C in semen. I'm saying SEA.
But yeah, could you just like semen, something semen, like SEA? M-A-N.
Totally.
MEN. Semen.
Yeah, I just feel like that at least seems like somewhat appealing. Like you'd be like, I want this like ocean-based fresh. Then I'm like, fresh water makes me think of fresh face.
That's nice. So if you kind of kept forget salmon being kind of in the name, potentially, fresh water is a fun. Well, that's just a nice. It does have like a light, airy, fresh.
Yeah. It isn't that like funny or distinct though. You know what I mean? Like, so
No.
you're like, if it depends on how hard in the paint we want to go. I do think if you're pairing salmon with something, the second thing has to feel really like beauty related. Otherwise it's going to sound like food. Like the way to distinct it, like salmon elixir, like that's not even good, but like it'd have to be like magic salmon or like salmon secrets or something like that to sort of make it not be like you're eating lox or salmon.
Elixir, salmon, magic salmon elixir. Sounds like a like a snake oil salesman, like selling things out of a trench coat.
I
do like C is fun to play with. Scott,
could we call it the C word? And it's SEA.
That's funny.
It doesn't really make sense.
He just said vitamin C. I actually like that as like packaging copy. Made with vitamin C, like SEA. It's kind of fun.
I mean, also vitamin C, and we have an asterisk, and it's not vitamin C, it's vitamin CUM. Like it stands for cum. That's funny too, because it's like get your vitamins from a different C word. It makes me also think, this is so stupid. The line I thought of this morning in the shower was age upstream. I don't know what that means. There's just some sort of thing about like I don't like the aging backward. The new aging backwards is to age upstream, but then that makes it sound like it's hard. So that's not quite right.
Downstream.
But like,
because the swimmer. Well, because I was thinking like swimming up your stream. Because isn't it like injectables? I mean, obviously that's not what we're marketing. Swimming up your stream.
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny line of copy. Something like we bottled our strongest swimmers for the strongest results. Like something like we bottled our strongest swimmer. Something like that. We bottled our strongest swimmers for the strongest results.
Okay.
I don't know.
Strong swimmer feels like a really cool name for a thing. And then it's like salmon sperm DNA, PDRN from salmon sperm.
Okay.
It also makes me think that, hold on, there was another
swim class is an interesting phrase too. Strongest swimmers or swim class. Like swim class is like,
that sounds like something, doesn't
like
it?
teaching your skin to stay afloat. Not that, but like teaching, you could do something like that about teaching, about educating you on the best skincare. Or swim class could be like their educational section on their website or something. Swim class.
Like how do you do it and how do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay,
how do you use it?
It also made me think of the word like in terms of like swimming strokes. And then I was just like, stroke is a double entendre. And that just sounds like a sexy name for the whole brand. Like stroke.
It's a good name.
And then it's like, I don't know, age downstream. And it's all about like swimming and swimmers. We bottled our best swimmers. And then you sort of think of face job. We could call it that.
Face job.
Oh my gosh, because a facial and a facial, there's a dirty term for a facial.
We specialize in giving facials or facials.
A facial.
Jesus Christ, Lyndsay.
Wow.
Face job. Face job.
Also, if it was a night cream, a salmon sperm night cream, it would be like good in bed would be a fun little thing.
Yeah.
Face job sounds really silly.
Face job.
And a sheets mask, instead of a sheet mask, it's a sheets mask. Like it's in the sheets. We've made that joke about something before.
Yeah.
Facial.
God, face job is fun. It's got a nice sound to it. It's insane, but face job.
It's got a real
I use
nice
face job
sound to it.
skincare. Hold on. What are some of the ones we've riffed? Face job, swim class, strong swimmers.
Stroke, strong swimmer.
Adult swim.
Adult swim. I like adult swim. I mean, it's in network, but it doesn't matter. Spunk, I think on its own could work. Spunk-y, even just spunk-y, that has like some energy to it where you're like,
Well, okay, let's just to play into that. Spunk-y to me is like really, it sets up really well for a very like upbeat voice that's like in on the joke. Spunk-y. Spunk-y. Oh, rough. And it would be funny. You could do some fun illustrations with the salmon and A little captain hat. I don't know.
What about like spurt or squirt? And we like it's just all like that's in the same line as like a stroke, but it's all just like sort of like
Squirt.
a little bit.
Oh God, this is rough. These are rough.
What was the S word that we used to debate over if there was an L or not in it?
Splooge or spooge? Which I think you said. What did you say? Whatever
said
you
with an
say.
L.
Okay,
You
I
say-
say
you
it
say-
without the L.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
because now I've lost the thread.
Squirt.
Okay,
Get a load of this. The
yeah,
like
that's good. In-store copy, like on a sign when like a new product launch. Get a load of this.
we've
semen.
reached like that's apex. I was like the climax of beauty
Yeah,
care,
climax.
anti-aging,
That's good.
wellness.
Wait, that's a good line. The climax of beauty care.
Mhm.
Hold on. Hold on. I just read something. Semen. She said semen. Laura said semen in the comments.
We were
What?
saying splooge and spooge and
Yeah. Lost at
Get your rocks
sea. I'm trying to
off.
think of like what would be like what's kind of a lost at sea. Sea.
we also haven't done fish. We haven't just like what they are or like
Fish.
fishy.
Gone fishing.
Oh.
Gone fish. Fish food. Fish. Fish juice. Ugh.
row egg.
Fish juice is like
DNA.
it's like a good serum name. Fish juice, salmon juice, salmon batter. I like is like a cream. Oh, it's so disgusting. I do like.
I know, but
Lover,
that
like,
fully sounds like food, don't you think? It sounds like a delicious salmon batter. Like it
It
sounds
does,
like
it does.
something yummy.
salmon like lover. I like the word lover a lot. Like salmon, sea lover, lost at sea, sea lover, sea.
Like okay, message in a bottle, like a lover at lost at sea, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing of like a sailor. I mean, that's what semen
Sailor
is
is-
funny.
Hold on, sailor.
Hey,
is
what about like hey sailor or like we add a phrase to it? Like,
Yeah.
what do you say when like not howdy?
Hey sailor. Hi sailor. Yeah, hold on. What's the phrase around that? Hey what what's up, sailor?
Hiya sailor.
Hi sailor.
Oh my gosh. And then we could say
Hey
it
sailor
was-
sounds nice because of the hey sailor.
if it was hey
Blah, blah, blah.
sailor, then we could also have like then we could be like vitamin C and the C word because you're like cursing like
Yeah.
a sailor, the mouth of a sailor. Oh my gosh. If it was sailor, we'd be like like we have a mouth of a sailor so that you can have a I don't know, like eyes, like
face of
whatever
a-
you're treating, the face of a sailor, that sounds like cuss like a sailor.
Ahoy. Oh, ahoy.
Oh, hello. They say hello, sailor.
Hello,
That's what it is.
sailor.
It's hello, sailor. Uses a
Ahoy.
flirtatious greeting.
Hello, sailor. Sailor is a fun.
Ahoy is a funny
Word.
brand name too.
Yeah. What's
Shore.
that mayo? Is that ahoy? No, it's not. But why does it remind me of that?
AO is her brand.
Ayo.
AYO,
Okay.
mhm.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it wasn't that, but
God, even drunken sailor, like as a nod to drunk elephant,
yeah.
it sounds like because it's like who's crazy enough to market a whole brand all around salmon sperm.
Drunken sailor is funny. Shipwreck.
Yeah, because like, yeah, your lover, you're a mermaid. We've
Lost
done that.
at
Like
sea.
siren. Siren could work, which we had
Siren.
whatever we had
We've already
done
done
for that
We
one.
did that for waterbed, a waterbed brand.
Yeah,
Siren.
I feel like it would work here too. Maybe.
Yeah. The call of the sea. Yeah. Okay. Adult swim class. Adult swim. Sailor. There's a lot of good. I don't know what direction we want to take it. They're all in the
'Cause
same
also-
world.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to just keep. I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have to land on anything.
But I mean, we can if we found. I guess the one that feels the strongest to me is Hello Sailor for some reason. Because like, what's that Fleet
Well, it
Week?
feels
when
like a
all the
little
Navy,
Hello
all the
Sailor.
sailors are in town, and like, isn't it called Fleet Week? There's like that thing where everybody hooks up, all the sailors dock. Is
it
this not
feels
ringing a
also
bell?
like it reminds me of that famous image of the kiss. You
Uh-huh,
know that.
yeah.
Hello Sailor.
Ship is a fun one. Shore, ship, shore. Beauty, face, flush, cheek, eyes. Sea
Eyes up
foam.
here. Hello Sailor. I do like that. I really think that's a good reef. Sam. Okay.
And
let me
like, and like like get on board with the newest
Yeah.
way to build collagen or some
Yeah.
stupid thing.
Fresh and salt water. Do you know if they take the sperm from fresh or salt water?
I don't know. I put in the thing up there, the like from salmon semen. I don't know. Popularized in South Korea. Improves texture.
Sockeye. Yeah, what are the kind of salmons? Coho, sockeye.
Yeah, you're right. If they're freshwater
Chinook.
and our whole, we could play with it funny if like our whole thing was like seamen or whatever,
Yeah.
sailor, and then it's freshwater salmon. You're like, I mean, you can sail.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Spawn is another word for like, I think that's the
The babies.
or spawn. Yeah. There's something interesting there. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah.
Young salmon, a newly hatched salmon. Yeah, none of these names are really enticing.
But spawn is fun
Spawn is fun.
because it feels like new. If you know, when you generate more collagen, that's like new skin.
Yeah,
basically. So,
spawn.
like,
Sea spawn. Oh god, it does not sound good. Spawn. Spawn before dawn. Spawn. Like, you know, like how certain names are like long, but they have like a rhythm to it. Like, not that it's good. Spawn before dawn. That's dumb, but
we could make up. You know, what's the like red? What's the sailor's delight? Like red at night, sailor's delight. Like something
Yeah.
morning, sailor's warning. Like it's some sort of sailor's
Yeah.
warning. Actually, sounds like
that's
a funny.
actually good.
There's like a folklore thing with a name.
What about something like let me get the idea out. This isn't good, but like salmon on the shore. Like the idea of like obviously salmon are you know, obviously they're in the ocean or freshwater, but like you're bringing them on land.
Okay.
So like
what if we just dropped salmon? It was just called like offshore skincare. Like that sounds sort of
interesting.
cool, but that's not
Offshore.
like edgy.
It's not like, yeah, it feels
You know
very
what I
like
mean? Like, I wanna,
surf.
like, yeah, I really want to go hard.
I
And
like
we could
Hello
just call
Sailor.
it upstream. That's sort of funny. And like, and we flip it that it's like we're making it like we'll do the upstream for you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Upstream.
we're doing the hard
cream.
part.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good. Easy skincare.
Hard.
There's a
Oh my gosh. Our-
hard on. I know you're trying to go hard on.
Our methodology is hard, but using it is easy or something.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going like, yeah.
Pacific Stream.
Wild, pinkish,
Steady stream.
fatty. Okay, could we name this is gonna get into mascot territory. Like, who else loves salmon? A grizzly bear. Like, what else? Like, it's like grizzly. That would not. You would not use a skincare called grizzly. Like, maybe a dumb
man
campaign
might,
would be
though.
like the only thing that loves salmon more than a grizzly bear is your face. I don't know.
Us or the bear? Who do you choose? The bear.
The salmon chose us.
Okay, this is fun. That would be a funny campaign. Is like, it would be funny to have a bear, yeah, being like the spokesperson.
Yeah.
You know how I remember we had one of our clients, we like, before we landed on a Bigfoot mascot for them, we were talking about like doing a bear potentially. And
Yes.
I was making the joke, it'd be really funny to do a commercial where you talked about your mascot, the bear, but it's actually a live bear. And it's just like causing chaos in the background.
Yeah.
And you're delivering like the whole pitch about your brand in a very like straightforward,
As your home is getting destroyed and like
and I was going, how much money do you guys have? Could you get a real bear for a photo for a video shoot? What are the legal ramifications?
Yeah, like, can we call? Do you have a direct line to PETA? Can we get a bear in a
get a
very
live bear?
humane way?
Maybe a little rabid. Okay.
Could we? Okay. Could we? Let's explore this other direction. Oh my God, we only have 5 minutes left. Gosh,
Yeah.
Can we just call it like sex face, or like, even though obviously it's not that, or like lurid, like that, like some word having to do with like making it seem like scandalous, or making it seem just like sexy or in clandestine. Like lurid sounds like a fishing lure too. How do you catch a salmon? Just besides with your bare hands or paws. How do you personally catch a salmon?
Barehanded. Yeah, I would never use a lure.
Yeah,
that
that's
would ruin the
crazy.
integrity of the fish.
That's why I have long nails. So I
Yeah.
can catch him if I ever caught him. And then put him back. right back. Fishing for fun. Net. Yeah, I was just like, is there fun words about like it?
Net
things being, like,
positive.
seductive and
Lurid
and
is
sexy.
funny. Allure, 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 allure.
Am I using lurid wrong? I thought that meant. Oh yeah, shocking and sensational.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I was like,
Allure, alluring.
we just call it a space lure.
Yeah,
and we
allure.
always have to be like, no, it's a
No.
lure.
Get a load of us. Lurid. Yeah, that is funny. Can we add like what? Can we do like can we take a term like that and then add like sea, water, like ocean?
Yeah.
Swim.
What are like?
What's it called when you skinny dip? Like a skinny dip.
Oh.
What's it called when you skinny dip? Skinny dip. That's skinny. Skinny dip. I don't think it's right, but I was thinking of
It's
like
fun.
what's a
It's
scandalous.
Cute. It's cute.
Skinny dip.
I mean, pearl is still cool.
Salmon
with your one
pearl.
of your original ones.
That feels like a product name versus a brand name. Salmon pearls.
It does.
Yeah, that would be.
I think
be
if
like
I had to like
a good serum.
I think if I had to go with something right now, I would go with Hello Sailor.
I would too.
Like,
yeah,
and it would just be like we would play on all the like, get on board with a new blah blah blah. Like don't what's it called? Like ships passing or like miss the boat. Don't miss the boat on blah blah blah. And all the like sailor stuff, and then like the language could be really like playfully foul, and you'd be like, "Hey, like we have a mouth like a sailor, but you're about to have the face of a salmon." I don't know. the tail end, the business end of our whatever. Like there's something tail, fish, swim, flop.
The business end of a salmon. We're on the business end of a salmon. It's like, what are they fucking talking
Our
about?
offices are located on the business end of any salmon we can catch.
We're at the pier, Pier 42. I like Hello Sailor. I think that's fun because I also think now that we're like expanding this business, this I guess this product portfolio already, but I think it's like really fun to come out with like a hero product like that, and then you could do other things. Like I use OC a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's how we say it, right? OC.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier when I was saying C. It's like OC, like they have all the marine fresh stuff. Yeah, that's
I use a lot of that, so I think that like you could parlay into other,
Marina.
Fish
Does
adjacent.
Marina sound like maybe
Marina.
that's the name of our mascot?
Marina sounds like a girl's name too. Marina.
Caught red-handed, wild caught, wild.
Caught is a fun. That's an interesting word. Caught.
What if we
Caught
just call
red
it like,
hair? Caught salmon-handed. Go ahead.
Caught pink-handed, sort of. Because like it's lightly pink.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of like sink or swim, or the third secret option, skin. I don't know.
Sink, swim,
sink or swim, or skin. Hooked,
line, and hook.
Skincare. Hook, line, and salmon sperm. That's what it is. Hook, line,
and skincare. Oh,
we're like, yeah.
We're like, yeah, on totally different pages.
But actually, sinker would be a really good name because it like sinks in. Like that's how you put it in with the needles or whatever. Sinker. I don't know.
You know what's an interesting?
That's a fishing thing.
In case all of you non-fishers out there,
listen,
leave it to us. What about I'm gonna say it and then I'm gonna hate it. I already hate it on the way out.
I can't wait.
Like sailor milk or something. Milk. Sailor. Like Hello Sailor, you could use sailor as like a sailor milk, sailor serum.
I mean, milk is great for like a cream and the salmon thing.
I know.
I was just reading about catch and release makes me think of sperm, of course.
Yeah.
Thank God. Saved by the timer. Thank goodness.
God on this one.
Wait. Parks and recreation, skin and recreation at the end. Could we make it all like parks, like national park themed with like the like, and it's called like skin and recreation or something. Sperm and recreation.
I'll get on the shelves. Navy.
Perks and recreation.
Nature made. Nature's
handshake.
Strong swimmer.
We technically have to move into mascot, which we know is going to be a big old grizzly. I already know. You've been waiting.
I actually like a salmon and a sailor hat. Okay, hold on. Let's play our mascot.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to blow my load before we play the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Mascot. Mascot. O'clock.
As I was
Okay.
saying, a salmon and a sailor cap.
I love that. I just thought at the end because Scott was saying cream of locks, which is that Lux locks, like salmon locks, but then it's Lux. It's like for your face. Anyway.
Mhm.
Or we replace like
Lux-
luxurious, and instead of luxurious, spelled with an O. That's like
Lux-
almost impossible.
Luxurious skincare is actually a really funny tagline.
Or like just it's luxurious! Exclamation mark.
Yeah. Hold on. Is Lux a specific type of? It's okay.
It's like cured. It's cured salmon,
okay,
right?
it's cured. Yeah.
And we're like cured.
Curated.
We're curing everything that ails your face.
Yeah.
We're not curing the salmon because it's salmon sperm. We're
Yeah.
curing you.
We're curing you.
Cuss like a sailor, don't age like one because they're in the sun a lot, you know.
Oh, and they're really
probably look
weathered.
Let's call it scurvy. That'd be really funny.
Vitamin C. You're missing your vitamin C. Isn't that what scurvy's from? They don't get enough
I
vitamin
think so,
C.
yeah. I think so, right?
Yeah.
Allie, you
That's
don't
so
have enough
s-
vitamin C, and then the asterisk C is come. Let me spell that out.
Too. That's two.
Or you're saying vitamin SEA, but I like that we
Vitamin
actually
SEA.
say what it really is
Yeah.
because it's salmon sperm. Wow, that's scurvy. That'd be
Scurvy.
the craziest name for something.
That'd be insane.
I'm writing this
um,
down.
So stupid. Okay, so we've got mascot wise, salmon in a sailor hat.
Sure. A little tugboat, a little ship. Like something like all
Mhm.
aboard. A wave that is personified. Those are always cute. Like in Moana,
Yeah.
we did that for water. I
Yeah.
think. Strong
Grizzly
swimmer,
bear.
swimmers.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Guppy.
think of what else.
I mean,
A salmon and okay.
you know what you'd
Well,
want?
it's so hard because it is a salmon. So you're like, okay. It's
got
like
it.
you really want to.
You'd almost want to have like a needle and then what's coming out of it like a little squirt and it's white like the cream. I'm trying to think of like something representative, something that's like phallic. I mean, even though that's not like how salmon genitalia works.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Well,
Listen,
I can
I
tell
don't-
you.
yeah, if there's anybody that knows.
let me
it's you.
correct. What else?
A little net. I'm just trying to think beyond. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
I'm
if
trying to
this is
think
Hello
of
Sailor.
Something amorphous. I'm
A
trying to
little
think of-
parrot, like if you're going like that's like a pirate.
Scurvy.
Sailor
That's for
pirate.
the scurvy brand. An orange. I wish you had me right now.
It's an orange or it's a salmon that has looks like an orange or an orange that looks like a salmon, like some funny thing that's like really convoluted. A peg leg. Again, I'm on pirate. That's not what a
yeah,
sailor
you're a pirate. If we did
is. A
like
sailboat, half mast and full mast. Is that sort of an erection
that's
joke?
funny. If we
funny.
did like if you did like swim class or adult swim or anything there, you could have real fun packaging that had like the swim lanes and you could have like a diving
Yeah.
board and you can have like a lot of
Those like
the
like
visuals
ladies
interesting there.
from the
With the
era
s-
where they're in swim
swim
caps and they're
caps.
like cool. Like they could be swimming. We could have them swimming upstream in a wild thing, like they're popping out
Uh-huh.
instead of salmon. Like women, old timey women in cool bathing caps.
Yeah, like kind of that whole synchronized swimmer, but the era of like, the kind of 1940s.
40s.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, kind of that era.
That would be so funny. They're coming out, and a bear's trying to catch them. No, not the bear. No bear. No bear. No bear. If the ladies are swimmers. Lyndsay,
Synchronized-
stop.
Synchronized.
No,
swimmers.
the synchronized swim of them all forming the logo. That'd be really cool. Whatever the logo is, like an S, and their like legs are up and it's an aerial shot. That'd be
Okay,
cool.
you could go in a very like that, like not pinup girl, but like that look,
Mhm.
more of like a retro that has like a sexy feel to it.
Okay, that famous photo you were referencing earlier where
Yeah.
he's like dipping her. What if he is a salmon? salmon dipping the lady. We did,
He's
and,
dipping- Lyndsay, yes.
and he's
That's
just he's just
so-
a standing up salmon
And
dipping
he's got
her.
his little fins around her.
And it says "Hello, sailor."
And he's got the sailor hat on.
There you go.
Yes. Oh yeah. I
great.
mean, that's
Yeah.
I can't think of a better visual. That'd be so can you imagine that
Yeah.
as a header on a website?
So
Hello,
funny.
sailor. That's so funny.
And you're throwing. Everyone else is throwing their like handkerchiefs in the air.
I love that. I
Oh,
love that.
that's so funny. That's
Sorry.
great.
Okay.
That's-
I was just
no, I
looking
mean,
up
I think-
synchronized. Sorry, one last thing
Yeah.
is I was looking at synchronized swimming, and apparently they have to perform in a pool that's at least 9 feet deep.
Okay.
9 feet. 9. I don't know. I was trying to make a 9
Like
inches.
inches?
I don't know. It doesn't.
Oh.
It's not going to go that deep in a skin barrier. I was trying to make like a. I was trying to think of a
that's
joke like that.
interesting. Deep end. Like we could use when you're using the language to describe like the impact and the results
Deep
of the skincare. Like we go into the deep end of your skin barrier or your epidermis.
Deep end skin. It's actually an interesting
Deep end.
name.
You think that's better than scurvy?
Deep endable.
Also, deep end sounds sort of sexy, even
It
though
does
it's
sound
not.
sexy, and maybe not in a way that is appealing.
Has
Is
any of this been appealing?
No. Okay, let's do funded or done-ded. Okay, how about we
Yeah.
each make up what we think will be like a jazzy funded or done-ded jingle?
Okay, let me think.
Okay, it's kind of just the tune.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because we said it should be sort of in the energy of
Mascot,
Yeah.
o'clock. Yeah.
uh-huh. I feel like he's gonna do like funded, done-ded, or both, or like he'll do something.
Oh, okay.
like,
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. That's my first guess.
Okay, I like that.
We got
Funded or done-ded? Like, is there like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bum bum bum
like a
bum
game show.
bum?
Dun, dun,
like,
dun, dun. Yeah, nice.
What are they gonna pick? Like just like a
Yeah.
dun 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 dun.
Funded or done-ded. Oh my gosh, Scott's saying call them waves instead of wrinkles. What a cute rebrand.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or also going, we're making waves in the skincare industry by using salmon sperm as our main ingredient. Wow. Great.
I do
Great,
like
great,
the
great.
wrinkle.
You know,
The waves is a cute. That's shallow. Like there's a lot of fun terminology there. Shallow, waves, deep
Mhm.
end.
we can also say we're shallow because like we're trying to look better.
Yeah.
Or we probably, if you're trying to sell the skincare, we probably say like it's not shallow to want to take care of your skin. Like we'd probably have to,
To
like,
have a deep
combat
hold on.
that thing.
It's not shallow to have a deep love of skincare or something like that. Like you
Mhm.
can kind of do like shallow and
Or
deep.
it's not shallow to love. Oh yeah, to love your skin. Yeah, to have a deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, fun or not. I think this one's tough. I think this one's really tough.
Well, here's what I
But
think.
yeah.
I think you could go. I think we'd have to pull back the like super sexual innuendos, even though it was kind of fun and silly for this brainstorm. But in reality, I do think Hello Sailor is a really fun
Yeah.
brand name that could be in this space. I think the visual identity would be really strong. I picture it almost like big block letters, Hello Sailor, like
Mm-hmm.
very fun and poppy. I think it'd be okay to be a little bit more overt about about these products having like what is actually like pearls of the ocean or whatever we want to
Mhm.
call it. But I do think that idea of Hello Sailor and using some of this like waves and swimming up your street, whatever. We bottled
Yeah.
our strongest swimmers. Like I do think that language is all really good. I think
Yeah.
the funny visual of like a salmon dipping someone. I just think that it's funny. There's the skincare space. We're in it right now with a client. It is there's some brands that are kind of cutesy and cheeky, but there's not really brands that are like funny
Yeah. Yeah.
and feel like they all kind of feel like in this like very feminine space. Like I think you could really come in with a much more poppy
come in.
or
Or
so yeah,
finish. Okay, because just then, thinking of wave, I was like wavy would also be like a fun, and everything's sort of distorted and like
yeah.
I don't know, wavy feels like a fun name. Yeah, no, I think also because it's capitalizing on a trend that's good and bad. I think we could probably get some quick fire interest, and then we could capitalize, like starting with that. And then Hello Sailor does allow you to then, I guess we could be like the funny competitor to OC.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, we're starting with this, but we could, you know, go with the water. I make waves, whatever. I do think the idea of the whole thing being like your beauty routine, like stop swimming upstream. Like the whole thing could be like, we're simplifying it. We're going, you know, straight to the source, and fewer products that are more potent from the business end of the fish.
Yeah, that'd be the pitch.
There, that's it. Close it.
That's it.
Cut
Tied
it,
in a
clip
perfect
it,
bow.
send it.
Yeah.
But
So wait, are you funded?
I'm funded. I think we'd have to pitch that it was going to expand either, or that we had like researchers and scientists and chemists, like people that were researching other uses in that arena from like the water, or the sea, or fish, or salmon, or
Yes.
like realizing like, oh, the blah, 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 ways that like wouldn't hurt them, to say like, hey, this has potential to then like, we're going to catch that wave and ride it.
Okay, I agree. I would say funded on, obviously, I think like all the fun, poppy, punchy, provocative branding, but then grounded in science and research. Like you'd have to have that balance so that you could really play hard. I think some idea of like Adult Swim, swim class, like something in that world is fun, with like the women with the swim cap. I think like that visual styling, a bit of a retro kind of look, feel, vibe is interesting.
Very
And then the Hello Sailor, that aesthetic is interesting. And then I agree, it would have to like expand out to a broader portfolio. But I think it's fun. I would say funded. Yeah. I'm like kind of in the middle of the road, but
it would depend on a lot of factors. But
like if we took this offline and we like really workshopped it and played, because we have like so many ideas floating right now, no pun intended. I think if we like started to, you know, shore up some of our best ideas, I think I could fund this baby. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
Okay.
Scott saying finish your day. Oh, Laura was saying that the Law and Order done funded or Done-ded. Like, you've probably never seen Law and Order SUV.
No, I know.
SUV, I always say that SVU. Law and Order in a
well,
sports utility vehicle.
What I know about it is the time that Michael Scott from The Office he was trying out for a play, and he did the whole SVU monologue.
I fell asleep.
I am like so cliche that I am like, I just listened to a podcast with Billie Eilish, and she talks about how she's watched The Office like 40 billion times. And that's kind of how it is in my house. Like it's just always on. It's always playing. Yeah. So
it's apparently really good for your nervous system. So good for you.
Great. So regulated. That's what you would say about me. And I know Scott gets it because Scott loves The Office too. So we got at least one.
I love it too.
Michael
just
Scott
not as I don't have the passion. I don't have the reps that you do. I've seen it all a bit, but not.
I've been putting up reps for long
You've
time.
been putting in your time. Okay, well, we'll be back. We won't be back next week.
No.
I'm on vacation, taking a hiatus. Please send us any other crazy product ideas, or, you know, we've been thinking about other ways to use things that people don't use in the vein of hot dog water. We've got a couple of those. It's sort of like, I think the hot dog water and the chip dust are really interesting use cases for things that you throw away, and then how could we like bottle them? So anyway, send us any of your ideas.
Hyatt Semiserious agency, or like slide into our DMs and, you know, easy breezy.
Swim right into our DMs. There is that fish doorbell in Denmark. Have you heard about that? You can go online, and anytime you see a fish, you press the button and they get to go through. It's some sort of thing.
That's cute. I don't know about that.
I'll post it.
Oh, okay.
Fish doorbell. Also a great brand name. Just kidding. Fish doorbell. Well, scrap everything.
Funded.
Actually, changing my
knock. Great.
Okay. Thanks for being here, everyone. Love your ideas. Love you, Allie.
Love you.
doing this with you. I love that this is our Wednesday. We're just going to wake up.
It's so silly.
Rise and grind indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time. 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks. All right. Bye, everyone.